Morning to all. Today our topic for discussion is quinolones and fluoroquinolones. Quinolones are a group of antimicrobial agents that include naradixic acid. So the objectives of today's session is at the end of the session you should know what is naradixic acid, what are quinolones, what are the properties of fluoroquinolones, what are the advantage of fluoroquinolones, what is the mechanism of action of fluoroquinolones, and uses and adverse effects at the end summary of today's session. So if you see the first the first generation quinolones are one is naradixic acid. Because of this naradixic acid, though it is bactericidal, because of uh, though it has been well absorbed or orally and having very good concentration in the plasma concentration, because of inadequacy to produce systemic effect, their use has been declined, and because of availability of better drugs, their use has been restricted. If you see quinolones are having a number of advantages over the other classes of antimicrobial agents. These quinolones are effective against many organisms. And coming to the pharmacokinetic property, they are absorbed orally and well distributed in tissues, and they have relatively long serum half-life and a minimum toxicity because of very good deep tissue penetration, cell penetration. They are useful in urinary tract infection, prostatitis, infection of the skin and bones. Coming into the classification, they are classified into first generation fluoroquinolones and second generation fluoroquinolones. First generation fluoroquinolones are which are highly protein bound and mostly used in UTI infection. Whereas second generation fluoroquinolones and third, fourth generation fluoroquinolones, and they are a modified first generation of fluoroquinolones, not a very highly bound, protein bound, and not widely distributed to urine and other tissue, and a limited cerebral CSF penetration. So the advantage of fluoroquinolones over the quinolones are these fluoroquinolones are much more having wide spectrum of activity and a very fewer side effect and a lesser chance of resistance. And they attend a high therapeutic blood levels, and they having a very better tissue penetration. So these properties are fluoroquinolones are having advantage over the quinolones. Then if you see the classification, the first drug we call as nalgesic acid, which is in a bactericidal. They are active against gram-positive bacteria and also against anaerobic organisms. Whereas second generation drugs, norfloxacin, ciprofloxacin, ofloxacin, romifloxacin, and pefloxacin, these are active against gram-positive bacteria and also and aerobic, and also they having a activity against gram-negative bacteria also. If you see ciprofloxacin, which is a very important prodrug in the fluoroquinolones, and pefloxacin, which having a very better penetration into the CSF. So it is very is very effective in using treating meningitis. Whereas the third generation levofloxacin, ciprofloxacin, and gemifloxacin, moxifloxacin, and fourth generation moxifloxacin, these drugs are very effective against the respiratory tract infections. And if you see the third generation fluoroquinolones, they are having a very good activity against aerobic gram-positive bacteria, particularly pneumococci. And fourth generation drugs are are active against anaerobic bacteria, anaerobic organism, and having an increased active against pneumococcal in pneumococci. Coming into the mechanism of action, fluoroquinolones are bactericidal. They inhibit the bacterial enzymes, two enzymes DNA gyrase and topoisomerase 4, which are required for the replication and transcription. You see, during the process of replication, during the process of replication, there will be a excessive super positive supercoiling. Coilings are seen in during replication, where replication this DNA gyrase, which introduce the negative supercoiling in the DNA structure, thereby there thereby causing thereby making the proper drug DNA replication, whereas uh, our fluoroquinolones, which are active against which inhibit DNA gyrase, thereby inhibiting DNA replication. Fluoroquinolones are active against DNA gyrase and topoisomerase 4. The main mechanism of action of fluoroquinolones is inhibiting DNA gyrase and topoisomerase 4. The function of DNA gyrase is to introduce the negative coiling so that there will be a replication. Proper replication will proper replication takes place by inhibiting this DNA gyrase. So there is disturbance in the DNA replication that can be subsequently causing bactericidal action. Whereas if you see already we have discussed it in this particular slide, and if you see the DNA gyrase, it is mainly of uh, two subunits A and two subunits B. In A subunits there will be that carries the nicking of DNA, whereas B subunit introduce a negative supercoiling, and then A reseals the stand. Fluoroquinolones bind to A subunit with a high affinity and interferes with its stand cutting and resealing functions. Coming to the mechanism of action, fluoroquinolones are inhibit bacterial DNA gyrase mainly in gram negative organism and interfering the stand cutting and resealer functions, and thereby DNA damage to DNA, and there is a digestion of DNA. Whereas inhibiting topoisomerase 4, inhibiting this isomerase 4, they act against gram positive bacteria, and these also act as a bactericidal. So the remarkable features of fluoroquinolones are fluoroquinolones are rapidly bactericidal activity, and they having a low frequency of mutational resistance. They are also protective against intestinal streptococcal and anaerobic organisms are spared, and active against beta lactamase and aminoglycoside resistant strain also, and they are less active at a acidic pH. Coming to the fluoroquinolones, pharmacokinetics, fluoroquinolones are well observed and widely distributed. There is a food and cation and antacids. Antacids can interfere their absorption. Ciprofloxacin is considered as a protodrug of fluoroquinolones, which having a broad range of uh, um, activity against aerobic gram-negative bacilli, while gram-positive bacilli are limited at a relatively in a higher concentration, or inhibited gram-positive bacteria inhibited at a relatively higher concentration. Uses ciprofloxacin is effective in broad range of infections, including difficult to treat because of their very good oral efficacy, good tolerability, wide spectrum. Their use has been extensively used, and it has to be not severe cases intimate by IV route and switch to an oral route. urinary tract infections in high rates, even in the complicated cases, are those indwelling catheters and prostates, gonorrhea. Single dose of 250 mg of ciprofloxacin is curative, but it can cause resistance. Fancroid 500 mg BD for 3 days. It is to act as an excellent alternative to ciprioxone and as well as erythromycin. Whereas in respiratory tract infections due to influenza, H influenza, it is very effective. And bacterial gastroenteritis that is caused by due to Shigella and Salmonella respond very quickly, particularly ofloxacin is very effective drug. Then drugs for typhoid, we ceftriaxone is the first line drug in the treatment of typhoid, and fluoroquinolone such as ciprofloxacin is also most commonly used. Whereas afloxacin and levofloxacin, our efficacy is almost near to near to ciprofloxacin, and chloramphenicol, which is a broad spectrum antibiotic, is also very effective in typhoid fever because of their more resistant, because of more toxicities. Their use has been restricted, and azithromycin, which is also an effective drug, and cotrimoxazole, which is also an effective drug in the treatment of typhoid fever because of their drug resistance and toxicities. Their use has been restricted. Coming into the other uses apart from typhoid fever, they are also used in bone, soft tissue, and gynecological and as well as wound infection caused by gram-negative bacteria. They are being responded by ciprofloxacin. In diabetic food, with clindamycin and metronidazole, it has been shown to be very effective drug. And in tuberculosis, it is been used as a second line component in combination with the multi-drug resistance tuberculosis. And in eye infection, ciprofloxacin or floxacin may be used topically in eye infections, as well as in anthrax. Ciprofloxacin is the drug of choice for anthrax. And in case of gram-negative septicemia, fluoroquinolones may be with the third generation cephalosporins and aminoglycosides in the treatment of gram-negative septicemia. They have been shown to be very effective drug. If you see ciprofloxacin, which is coming to the adverse effects of ciprofloxacin. Ciprofloxacin is it is contraindicated in children, in growing children, because it can cause tendon rupture, tendonitis that has been associated when using ciprofloxacin, particularly ciprofloxacin. The tendonitis which is associated with the tendon rupture has been reported, and there will be a damage to the growing cartilage, resulting in the arthropathy and a rare and therefore contraindicated up to the age of 18 years. And coming to the CNS, that can include headache, dizziness, insomnia that is been seen in patient receiving NSAIDs and other epileptogenic drugs like theophylline, fluoroquinolones can sometimes precipitate the seizures also. So this is one of the important side effect of fluoroquinolones. And coming to individual drugs, levofloxacin is having a 100% bioavailability, primarily used in the in acquired pneumonia and chronic bronchitis, and it is also a very effective rate in a high rate of sinusitis and also enteric fever, and it is also having a very high long T half, whereas norfloxacin, it is primarily used for urinary tract infections, urinary as well as genital tract infections, because it attains a high plasma concentration. that is very effective drug in treating these infections. In case of bacterial diarrhea, since it is at higher concentrations present in the gut and anaerobic flora is also not been disturbed with norfloxacin, it is very effective drug in treating bacterial induced diarrhea. Coming to the afloxacin, it is one of the longer acting used in urinary respiratory tract and venereal infections, and is having a intermediate between ciprofloxacin and norfloxacin in activity against gram-negative bacteria. It also inhibits Mycobacterium tuberculosis and can be used in place of ciprofloxacin. It is used as an alternative drug therapy regimen, and it is more potent than ciprofloxacin in treating gram-positive organism and certain anaerobes. And profloxacin is the one of the fluoroquinolones which can cross CSF and attains higher concentration and is very effective drug in treating pharyngeal infection. And coming to the profloxacin, is having a higher, longer T half and accumulates on repeated dosing and achieving a plasma concentration as high as a single dose because of its effective in many systemic infections in addition to the urinary and GITs. And pefloxacin is another alternative drug to ciprofloxacin for treating typhoid fever. Then ciprofloxacin, it is a major indication is in the treatment of pneumonia, and it is also active against gram positive organisms, and it is exacerbations of chronic bronchitis, sinusitis, and ENT infection. It causes a higher incidence of phototoxicity. This is one of the important side effect of ciprofloxacin. Then moxifloxacin is the most important fluoroquinolones against Mycobacterium tuberculosis, and it also been used in the treatment of bronchitis, sinusitis, and otitis media. Then coming to the mechanism of resistance, the resistance to fluoroquinolone may develop during the therapy because of mutations in the bacterial chromosome that is encoding a DNA gyrase or topoisomerase 4, which are the important enzyme that is responsible for the DNA replication. So resistance in the gene that is encoding this enzyme, thereby causing showing a resistance. Then coming into the overall important points to be considered compared to other antimicrobial drugs, fluoroquinolones are relatively safe, and coming to the adverse effects are confined to GIT, CNS, and CVS, but these are mainly dose dependent. Coming to the fluoroquinolones associated with muscle damage are ciprofloxacin. So ciprofloxacin is a drug that can cause a tendon rupture. So it is not been recommended to the age below the age of 18 years. And if you see the ciprofloxacin, which is having active against pneumococcal pneumonia and atypical pneumonia, and it is active against gram-positive organism, it can cause phototoxicity among fluoroquinolone. So, and lomifloxacin, which is having a longer T half and having a very good better bioavailability. It is also the percentage of there is a 2% of phototoxicity is seen in clomifloxacin, whereas pufloxacin, it is an fluoroquinolone that can penetrate into CSF, and it is very effective at treating meningitis, and it can cause phototoxicity is 1%. Coming to the getifloxacin, which is also very effective in atypical pneumonia. It can cause QT prolongation, and it is also causing the both hypo and hyperglycemia. There is a high risk of causing hyperglycemia, and there is a high risk in diabetes. So recently, this drug, gefloxacin, has been withdrawn from the market. Then the other fluoroquinolones such as torvafloxacin and alprofloxacin, which is having a higher hepatotoxicity, and their also use has been restricted. And coming to the overall contraindication, fluoroquinolones are contraindicated in pregnancy, and fluoroquinolones are avoided below the age of 18 years, and fluoroquinolones to be avoided in the patient those who are having a QT interval, and chloroquinolones can also should not be given along with the co-administration with a certain drugs such as anti-epileptic drugs, because it can precipitate the seizures, and chloroquinolones avoid calcium and iron preparation absorption. So it is a concurrent administration of fluoroquinolone with these drugs such as iron preparation are contraindicated, and doses should be done in those patients with a renal failure, particularly with a moxifloxacin. So the mnemonic for overall uses, you can remember fluoroquinolone usually get rid of severe bacterial bacteria common to men. You can remember fluoroquinolone. F is fluoroquinolone. U is for usually in UTI. G is for gonorrhea. E is for eye infection. T is for typhoid. And right R is for respiratory tract infections, where I is for intra-abdominal infections. D is for the diarrhea, and C is for chancroid. T is for tuberculosis, and M is for meningococcal carrier state, and A is for anthrax, and N is for neutropenia patients. So this is the overall general uses of fluoroquinolones. So fluoroquinolones are the summary of today's session. Fluoroquinolones are of mainly of two types, first generation and the second generation drugs. Second generations are a modified version of the first generation, which are having a very better bioavailability, and having a less plasma binding protein. And among these fluoroquinolones, the norfloxacin is a fluoroquinolone which can cause CSF, and it is very effective drug in treating the meningeal infection. Whereas afloxacin, which is a very effective drug in treating diarrheal infection, diarrhea, and having a longer acting. And lomifloxacin is having a longer T half, whereas levofloxacin levofloxacin is active against gram-positive organism, atypical pneumonia, and dotifloxacin is active against gram-positive atypical pneumonia, and the ciprofloxacin, which is most widely used fluoroquinolone. And the important side effect of ciprofloxacin is it is contraindicated in children age of 18 years, because it can cause tendon rupture. So with this, I conclude today's session. Thank you.